Hello, everyone. We got to kick it off early today. We've got a lot going on. All right. Welcome to the November 22nd Rotary Club. The last time we meet until December 13th. But that means you got to come on December 5th. Holiday party. Better be there. Everybody, make sure you reserve. We're going to have the invocation by Steve Tate, the pledge and four-way test led by Kip Dobson. And we're going to skip Happy Bucks today because we've got a lot going on. Steve. All right. Hello, friends. Let's pray. Our gracious and loving Heavenly Father, Lord, we just want to thank you for letting us be together this morning or this afternoon. Lord, I just pray as we enter into this Thanksgiving season that just pray we'll have gracious hearts, Lord, and just thankful for all the blessings that you have bestowed on each one of us and our families, Lord. And we are just never want to take that for granted as well. And also, Lord, as we gather today as Rotarians, may we just reflect on our shared mission of service and be inspired to act with integrity, with compassion, and dedication to our community. And just pray for the ones that are ill this morning or this afternoon or today, and the ones with this group and associated with this group, Lord. We are just pray for comfort, just help them get better, Lord, and just bring them back to us soon, hopefully. And Lord, this food we are eating today, Lord, I just pray that you bless it to our bodies and our bodies to your service, and just to help us continue to do the kingdom work you've all called us to do. We ask all these things in your precious name. Amen.
Will you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance now for the things we think, say, and do. Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4.
I apologize for all of our guests. I didn't introduce myself. I just happen to be Stephen Hammers, the president of this club today. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm so thrilled, so honored. So Jennifer Wayne is going to, Jennifer, there you are, is going to introduce our guests and visiting Rotarians today.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. For a nice break. I got a lot going on here. Sorry. Okay, we do have a few guests today. Beth has a gift. I'm sorry, I didn't get a lay of the room. Where's Beth? Ooh, way over there. Wow, you guys even have a special color tablecloth over here for all of our special guests.
This is our dear friend, Steve Bolstad, a mutual friend of Pauline Atwood, myself, also Lori Reed, and maybe a few others in here. But he's returning for the second time to visit our club and considering becoming a Rotarian. And he just retired from Delta as a pilot and has also served our country and done many other wonderful things. But he's a great, I think he's a great prospective person. I've been trying to recruit him for a couple of years. So we may get him on board here after all. But what's it?
Hello, everyone. Thanks for accepting me in here. And like Beth said, it's my second visit. Looks like a lot of wonderful things happen here, and I look forward to participating.
Thank you.
Let's see. The other guest we have, I'm not going to introduce because he's not going to be a guest here in about 20 minutes anymore. And I believe everybody else on our list are the recipients and speakers today. So I'll let that happen as we introduce those.
Read their introduction. Great. Thank you, Jennifer. Appreciate that. A couple of quick announcements. you might notice that you don't have anything on your table or table assignments for the foundation drive. Small mix up, a lot going on today. I want everybody to know that you are going to receive an email from your table captains this coming week. Jennifer Bourne is going to oversee that. And we really need everybody to participate. We're going to do the last session by email and communication from your table captain. We have 74% that have contributed to the foundation. Remember, our goal this year is 100% participation, and we have raised 56,000 so far, and we are short of our goal. So hopefully that last 26% will help reach our goal. And do want to remind you all that a big part of the foundation is what we are actually doing today, giving out funds to help our community. So those of you who have not contributed to our foundation drive, please do that, hopefully within a week. So if your table captain calls you or emails you, don't refuse the call. Don't delete the email. So we've got to finish that up because we're not meeting next week, next Friday due to Thanksgiving. And we're not meeting the week after because the 5th we have our banquet. So we will not meet in person until December 13th. So if you forget that, that'll be in your foundation drive. I'll probably send out an email. Also, just to remind everybody that, hey, we're not meeting. So that's for that. Please make sure you contribute. Also, a quick announcement by Patrick Wright. Patrick.
Guess I need no introduction, but maybe I do. It's that time of the year. Thank you, Steve. We have the Little Harpeth cleanup coming up the end of January, January 25th, be our 20th annual cleanup. Very excited that we're going to partner more closely with the Harpeth Conservancy. We have a lot of good energy going there in terms of social media, helping get the word out, just their process and how they do things. Jennifer Ruane and Banks have been a part of some of those meetings. So this is my last year to do it. It's been a pleasure, but this is my swan song to be heading up the Little Harpeth for the club. There is a nice flyer. Thank you, Banks, for bringing us into the 19th century with our flyer here. So if you need to take that, want to start posting it. I know it's early, but again, we're not meeting for 2 weeks. There's also a sign-up sheet. If you know you can help me, please fill that out. I'll be routing these around for when we get back from our break as well. So again, the 25th at the library, same 10 miles of cleanup that we've done, same community partners that'll be helping us again. And again, just a stronger kind of a co-branding with our friends at the Harpeth Conservancy. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. The Harpeth Road River cleanup is actually a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun doing that. So definitely try to participate. I would like to call our newest soon-to-be member up to the front, Tucker Day. We're going to induct Tucker Day today. Kip Dotson, there you go. Why don't you go and introduce Tucker?
I am extraordinarily proud to introduce you all to Tucker Day. He is the son of Stuart Day, former member. Stuart Day and Susan Day are the owners of Parent Magazine. You might know Nashville Parent Magazine, Williamson County Parent Magazine. Tucker is a graduate of that school across the interstate. And he's a graduate of Mississippi State. So he's a Brentwood Bruin, grown up here in Brentwood. He was also extraordinarily good at punting. Let's just put it that way. So good that Mississippi State recruited him on a punting scholarship. And he then became ambitious in Nashville and was recruited by the R.J. Young Company. So he is now a sales rep for R.J. Young. I am confident that Tucker's extraordinary work ethic, commitment to our community, will absolutely embody our mission of service above self. Please welcome Tucker Day.
Tucker, on behalf of the club, we have a certificate for you. Tucker went through his introduction to the club today. So he got quite a bit of information. And as of today, you are officially a member, and we are so glad to have you. And here is your badge, so you don't have to wear a sticker from now on. Tucker, say something real quick.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. I kind of look around the room, see a lot of people I don't really know. I'm a local guy from Brentwood. My parents were big advocates of this club. My dad was a part of it for a long time. Looking forward to getting to know all of you. Hopefully, I don't bring out my personality too much because I can get a little bit crazy, as you guys will learn soon. But I'm happy to be here and be a part of this, and I'm really looking forward to everything. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Pull out something crazy.
We need some crazy around here. All right, time to jump into our program for today. Steve Huff will start our program off and start going through each of our recipients. Steve?
Okay, thank you, President Steve. I want to welcome all of our guests and members today, as this is our annual meeting to present major grants. And you may remember major grants are the $10,000 grants presented to local charities each year. I want to thank John Helm for heading up the major grant committee, for Keely Hall, Laura Troop, Sybil Buchanan, and myself. We were all parts of that committee. There were over 20 local charities nominated for a major grant, and from this list, we chose 5. And today's meeting will allow us to see our dollars in action. I know you all want to hear who these recipients are and how they're going to help put these grants into actions that benefit our community. So today, I've asked each of the major grant recipients to join us and receive their grants, tell us a little about their organization, and how they plan to use this grant money. I've also asked the Rotarian, who was the primary endorser for each recipient, to stand up and start each presentation at their table and give us a brief thought about why they decided to recommend their particular charity for a major grant. So let's get started so we can move through this today, get them all done. Our first major grant will be awarded to SafeHaven Family Shelter. Their primary endorser was Beth Dormney. Beth, you can stand up at the table or come up here either way. Tell us why you endorsed SafeHaven.
Okay, well, first of all, it was a mutual endorsement also with Hunter McCarthy, so thank you for letting us know that window was open. But I asked anybody in here who's participated in the Hike for the Homeless over the last several years to come and sit at our table so we could have some camaraderie with Drew Freeman. But we do this once a year and we go out there and support them. Also, you can go down and make dinners. You can do all of these things. But this charity was started years ago. My understanding is two little Catholic ladies did this. It's the only homeless shelter in Middle Tennessee that keeps the families together. I'm super passionate about it. They do amazing work. I can send out an email and be like, well, we'll follow them on, oh, you guys got your clappers ready? We're the Happy Clappy Table, but you can follow them on Instagram. And they put out 911 needs. So like, for instance, they need baby formula and stuff right now. So Stephen from our club immediately responded and was like, hey, I've got extra baby formula at home. I'm bringing it in. We need ladies' clothes or something. One time Sybil came and hit me up and she was like, hey, I've got suits, all kinds of stuff I can take down there. And you guys are always like, they need financial 911 on Instagram the other day for some laptops, but they send all their people through this program, which he will tell you about in a little bit, but they go through a financial program and they don't go back to homelessness. And it's just awesome, awesome, awesome. But so if you have anything that you want to bring or donate down to them and you can't get it there, bring it to me at club. Shoot me an email and I'll drive it down, and we're sending you with baby formula today. But there's lots of other reasons, but thank you for everybody that comes out to the hike every year too.
Thanks, Beth, as well as the team over there. I see we have Drew Freeman's here to tell us a little about Safe Haven, and we'll start with a check here, okay?
You want to start with the check or start with me talking?
Well,
Let me
maybe,
talk.
maybe we should pay you when you're done.
There you go. Let me
Okay.
make me earn it. Make me earn it, right? Make me earn it, guys. You know, I feel at home. I am a Rotarian. I was a Franklin Rotarian when I was working at the Y there for both the morning, changed schedule, and now I was doing it for the afternoon. So looking for a home. I think I'm gonna join the Nashville, but I do feel at home right now. I know that very well, and the check you have is that in action. I do realize that. So I want to say thank you so much for what you've given us, your generosity on behalf of our families. You know, it's a very important time that we all can relate to. We're entering a season where we all know what it means to be home for the holidays. We're talking about families who haven't had that sentiment in a very long time. We're talking about kids who have never known what it's like to be at a home for the holidays. Your gift allows us to show them what that feels like, right? It shows a child and a parent, they get to put a Christmas tree up in a place they get to call their own. They get to put presents under a tree, presents that your gift will also help provide. We'll put them in a bag. We have volunteers that'll go out and shop for the families, give them a big bag of gift wrapping paper, stuff that we all have in our house, and we give it to them and we back out of the way because this is that family's moment. We're not there to save. We're there to walk alongside their journey. We're there to teach and to uplift and to educate. You'll see on your paper, it talks about our program, our process, how we get it done. We don't believe in just giving them a handout and just not asking them to do anything in return. We truly walk alongside their journey. And we could not do that without gifts like you guys. You guys make all of that work together. It's amazing when you look at a family and you can say, hey, there is a group of Rotarians that thought about you enough to want to see you do things differently, to want to help you get your family out of this situation. And just knowing the community is behind them, because often they don't feel that way, right? Our families are hiding because they're afraid they're going to get broken up if they get found. So we have over 500 that have already raised their hand and taken that risk to say, you know what, we need help. Hopefully you can keep us together. And we say, absolutely. We can do that because of this gift that you're giving us today. So thank you so much for what you're doing. I get to see it in action. If you guys want to come down and volunteer to see it as well, we'd be happy to have you there. On the piece of paper, there's a QR code, I think 2 per table, that you can look at. If you want to get more involved, either in-kind donations like milk, and just think of everything you need in your house, this family needs in their house. Everything that makes your home feel like a home, this family needs in their home to feel like a home, right? Everything your child likes and needs, there's a child in this family that has that same need. So thank you guys again. I can't say it enough. It is wonderful today to also be called a Rotarian. I am proud of what you guys stand for, what we all stand for. I had to set my timer because I will talk about what I do forever. But I am going to back down and open up the floor for someone else. But thank you so much. Thank you, Beth, for what you've done to bring light to our cause. And everybody at the table, I need a clapper. Let me get one more clap before I go. All right, guys, that's for you all. Thank you so much.
All right, and here's the cameraman. All right. And one more.
Got my own cameraman.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All
Thank you,
righty.
guys.
And there you go. All right, thank you. All right, thanks, Drew. Our next major grant recipient is Bridges Domestic Violence Center, nominated by Ted Alanchalon. Ted, where are you? Oh, there's Ted. Okay. Ted, could you tell us a little bit about why you nominated Bridges?
First of all, I'm proud of you all for helping out Bridges. And domestic violence is very real, right? It doesn't matter where we are now in this place. And I know Miss Linda for a long time. I know what the entire group, including Miss Lynn, they are working on. And today we were just talking, and she said we will work hard enough to put ourselves out of business, and that's what we need, right? So I'm so proud of you all, and I know this organization for a while, and I can't say enough about, you all know about the impact of domestic violence. You know, it affects every gender, every economic condition, and even age group. It doesn't discriminate. So thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ted. This is Lynn Schroeder, Development Director at Bridges. And she's going to tell us a little bit about what's going on at Bridges and what you're going to be doing with this money. Don't know.
That's hilarious. I've never seen that picture. I must have been talking as usual. For those of you who don't know, Bridges Domestic Violence Center is the only domestic violence emergency shelter in Williamson County. We have a 24/7 hotline, a crisis team that will go out to the scene of an assault. Those are specifically requested by police or sheriff's departments. Will go out to the scene of an assault and at least tell the victim what options they have. Sometimes they don't know we exist, and why would they? You know, they had no reason to look up domestic violence. Some of them don't even know what those words mean. So our 15-bed shelter takes in women and children and now pets. Since 21, we have the ability to have them bring their pets to safety with them. We found, not just us, but nationwide, it was discovered that a lot of women stayed in abusive homes because they didn't want to leave the pet behind because they knew the abuser would turn their attention to the pet. So we are so excited. Since 21, we've been able to bring the pets with them. Now, I've got to say, we made preparations for dogs and cats, not thinking of all the animals that people have. And we've had guinea pigs and bearded dragons and monkeys and tortoises. And it's like, holy cow, but we've been able to take care of all of them except a very exotic bird. We had to board that bird at the vet's office out of fear that we might mess it up somehow, or that maybe one of the other animals would have been really interested in it. So I was telling Ted earlier, it's the only place I've ever worked where we would love to be put out of business, but we are full 96% of the time. We served over 1,800 people last year, and that's just a little scary to me. I mean, we do our best to come out and speak at events like this or speak at churches or wherever we're called to speak to enlighten people about domestic violence. But it doesn't, a lot of people think since this is such an affluent society right here in the Williamson County area that it doesn't occur, but that is not true. As Ted said, it crosses all genders, all socioeconomic statuses, all age groups. We've even had elderly ladies come in, and it's really because the husband has an Alzheimer's or a dementia problem and has started beating her. And so, I mean, you need to take care of all of that. And we do take care of all of that. We have a court advocate who goes to court with the people who are going for orders of protection, literally holds their hands to prevent anything violent happening in the hallway. She's been really instrumental, her and Kim Helper, who was a DA that passed away not too long ago. She was only in her 50s. They've secured a room with Kim's name on it for victims to sit in and wait until their court time, until they're called, so that they don't have to run into the abuser in the hallway. It's just an excellent system. We have a children's advocate. We have case managers who sit with the people day and night, because some of our ladies work second shifts, so you got to have both shifts covered. We have transitional housing so that when they think they're ready to step out on their own out of the emergency shelter with their children, they can go into transitional housing for 12 months. And we still take care of the food and the clothing and all of that so that they don't get hit up right away with everything. It's just a lot for somebody to take on who's really come from nothing, which most of these ladies leave with their clothes on their back. If they're lucky, they called us ahead of time and they put a safety plan together with their kids' records, shot records, school records, marriage license, banking information, but most of them don't. So they're left to start all over again. The funding that you guys have granted us is going to go to multiple sources, one of which, and Ted's been to the undisclosed location, which we purposely keep undisclosed for safety reasons. We have about an acre in the back that is full of playground equipment. Well, that playground equipment is about 19 years old. and it's been repainted and re-nailed and re to the point where it's going to fall apart and injure someone. So we're going to take part of the funding that you're giving us to replace the playground equipment, and the other is for items like flat tire, new battery, new tag renewal, things that the women just don't have the extra money to spend on. It's also for prescription medication. They may have had insurance, but somehow he manages to change jobs and forgets that he has a family and children. So they don't have any insurance anymore. So we take care of all of those items, and it's only can do it because of groups like you. We are so appreciative of the funding. Thank you, Ted, again, for supporting us and sponsoring us. Thank all of you for picking us to have this wonderful grant. We appreciate it greatly. Thank you so much.
Don't say you might want this. Okay. There's the check. Okay. All right.
Thank you
Thanks, Lynn.
so much.
Thank you. Okay, our next major grant, again, these are $10,000 grants, so these are big checks. It goes to Creativets. And Creativets was nominated by Sybil Buchanan. And I think Sybil, you said you wanted to come up and speak up here, and that's fine. So we're ready. Let's go.
Well, I don't want to wing it and go on too long. First off, I wanted to recognize a guest, Anna Windencia, who is the very talented grant writer for Creativets. I think my mouth was open just then, Hunter. Anyway, it's always being a proud daughter of the American Revolution and having family members engaged in several major conflicts through our nation's history, I was instilled with a tremendous sense of appreciation for the military, especially the bravest among us, those who served in battle. Those symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder have been documented for centuries. It was only officially recognized as a mental health condition in 1980, 5 years after the Vietnam War ended. Through various forms of art, including songwriting, visual arts, music, and creative writing, Creativets, based here in Nashville, has positively impacted thousands of wounded veterans from the effects of post-traumatic stress and traumatic brain injuries. To share his experience is a veteran whose life was dramatically changed, initially as a participant of Creativets, to now serving as their veteran outreach coordinator. Please join me in welcoming Iraq veteran Seth Cole.
Hello, everyone. So pleased to be here today. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Seth Cole. I was introduced to the program in 2018 after a long stint of trying to find something to get me going again. In 2007, I was hit by a Mark 19 grenade over in Iraq, and it took a piece of brain and did a whole bunch of damage to my upper body. And I spent the next 2 years learning how to walk and talk again. And after that, they just kind of, here's your retirement. And the VA didn't really have a plan for that. You know, they were like, oh, here's a pill, here's a pill. And by the time that I was done with that, I was on 36 a day and I was a zombie. And so by 2016, I had completely weaned myself off of all those. Backtrack a little bit, 2013, I ended up going to the VA and getting some help, just trying to figure out all the things and getting a plan to not want to commit suicide. And so by, 2016, when I had completely weaned myself off all those pills, I was getting back to that point again because I didn't have that crutch and I had nothing to, really put myself out there and figure this out. And so I went a couple of years of just being in that dark cloud. And by the time that my buddy called me in 2018, I was back there again. And I just took him up on his plan to go to USC and do this art class. My plan was to tell him goodbye and come back and eat that bullet that I've been dreaming about. And over the 2 weeks that I was there at USC, I completely changed my mind about life and in general, period, because they gave me something that, I could take home and I could do with anything. Found objects, didn't matter what it was. I could take my story that I was going through at that point in time and I could put it into something beautiful and put it on a shelf. And even though it was something ugly that I was going through, I could have something to recharge my battery and look at that was, able to take that pain away. And what Creativets does is they bring veterans, from all over to be able to, tell their story in a new way, in a refreshing way, and to be able to share their story without all that emotion. And our co-founder, Richard Casper, he came up with this idea because he went through trial and error himself. He got out of the military in 2007. He saw his buddy die beside him over there in Iraq. And he went through, to go to college and got in front of a bunch of 18, 19-year-olds and couldn't talk, couldn't do anything really. He broke down, got cold sweats, and just, couldn't figure it out. So he took the easy way out, he thought, and went and did an art class and got a BFA in art. And through that process, he was able to find, a lot of healing. And so he wanted to take that idea and put it out there for other veterans to be able to do. And so he partnered with SAIC in Chicago and brought out the first cohort in 2014 to be able to tell their story and make art and try this idea that he had out. And that was where we were born. And since then, we have helped thousands of veterans tell their story and be able to branch out into not only art, but also the music industry, and be able to bring veterans from all over the community to Nashville and sit backstage at the Opry and sit them down with a couple of hit writers and tell their story, and not only get that down on a work tape, but also take it over to the studio the next day and make a work tape out of it, to where they can just take that story when somebody asks them the hard question, what did you go through? Because we don't want to answer that. There's a lot of stuff in there that is dark and people don't want to hear it. They don't know how to process all that. So you can just hand them that song and walk away, and they can interpret everything that they need to out of that, just like the art. So we are very, very thankful for this grant to be able to, help with that mission in general, but also to be able to get a kiln that we are able to put in our maker space that we've put together there in Nashville, and have veterans access 24/7 to be able to come in and get those thoughts out and put them into a work that, keeps them going and gives them some sort of vigor of life. And so your donation is going to help be able to completely change lives, and in this area and abroad. So thank you so much for everything that you guys do. And thank you for having me here. I really appreciate it.
Did the same thing. This way. This way? Oh, there we go. Thank you. Okay, next up, our next $10,000 grant goes to Franktown Open Hearts. And Franktown was nominated by Anu Man. And Anu, would you want to give us a few thoughts as to why you nominated Franktown?
I learned about this organization during a conversation with one of the drug reps at work. And he told me about how his wife taught cooking skills for at-risk youth in Franklin, Tennessee. And I was really surprised about that, because my impression was Williamson is pretty much like right up there as far as economic status, but I wasn't really aware about how much of the youth were at risk in this area. So this furthered my interest in this nonprofit, Franktown Open Hearts. So on learning about it, I realized that they train the inner city youth with essential life skills, and so that they can make them, again, productive community members. And Franktown Open Hearts actually uses the skills from the various volunteers and to further the skills for the youth, especially in areas like software competency, then leadership development, automotive, culinary, and other areas like fishing, safety, and land conservation. And I nominated them because their areas of work, though very basic, are so very important to be successful in life. Thank you for nominating them. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, Franktown is represented by Chris Barnhill. And Chris, it's your turn to tell us a little about Franktown.
I really do appreciate this honor and being associated with these great ministries. Wow, y'all have selected well, and I truly am honored to be in this company. For those that don't know, let me tell you a little bit about Franktown. Franktown is a ministry that works with impoverished kids in Williamson County. Yes, there are impoverished kids in Williamson County. People don't seem to realize that. I have to spend the first few minutes. Yeah, I ain't working. All right. All right. There we go. Average annual income of the family we serve, $12,563. We have 28 of our families making less than $10,000 a year. Right here in Williamson County, the richest county in the state. Forbes says we're number 7 in the nation. And yet there's a population right here down the road from you in Franklin that has difficult time making ends meet. We provide skills for them and teach them classes, educational and vocational. One of the classes we do is culinary arts, teaching these kids to cook. We do that, most days after school and all day long during the summer months. Remember now, these kids live in single-parent homes. We have 0 children living in a 2-parent home. Half of the kids, 47%, do not live with either parent. They're being raised by a grandmother, an auntie, an older sibling. And we give them skills such as culinary arts. We teach them how to cook, how to feed themselves. But what good does it do to teach a man to fish if then he doesn't own a fishing pole? So yes, we teach culinary arts to these kids, but then we award them after they go through all the classes with a big tub filled with pots, pans, measuring cups, cheese graters. They don't have those things at home, but they do after they go to culinary class. We teach computer classes, teaching them all of Microsoft Office, etc. But again, what good does that do if they don't have the computer? So once they complete it, we give them laptops. On and on I could go, teaching them skills like woodworking, electrical, plumbing, HVAC repair, sewing. And after they finish those classes and finish the sewing classes, here's your sewing machine. We have entrepreneur classes and business classes. This is a photo from our Shark Tank, where we have African-American businesses come in and listen to the pitches of the kids that have gone through the class. And the winner gets $2,500 to start their business. We have homework assistance tutoring every single day. And like I said, computer classes. They don't have computers at home. We teach them. Public speaking classes and Toastmasters classes, classes in 3D printing and robotics. We have automotive repair classes where we take donated cars and we teach the kids how to fix the car. But then we have a fixed car. What do we do with that? Well, yesterday we gave away car number 72 to a mom that would love to get a job, would love to get off welfare. How can I do that? Here's your tool. Here's your keys. And it hasn't cost Franktown a penny because for every car we get that we can fix, we get another one that's too far gone. But we sell it and use that money to buy for the pieces and parts from the cars we do keep. We believe in exposing kids to culture and arts and take them outdoors, whether it be rafting, camping, hunting, fishing. These are kids, they love to be outdoors. But we also require community service. You can give back. You might not have money, but you can help a shut-in, clean out gutters and trim bushes and cut grass and pick up after tornadoes and pass out food boxes. How do we pay for all this? We have a drive-through Christmas lights display. Did you know that opens tonight? Takes us about a month to set all that stuff up, and tonight it opens. Now, I know a drive-through Christmas light show might not be for everybody, but if you want to go to heaven, just putting that out there. We used over 1,000 volunteers last year. Volunteers that are willing to roll up their sleeves and use their giftedness. People ask, I'd love to help. What can I do? And I always respond, I don't know. What can you do? I love to grill. I love to play golf. I love to garden. I need that because we teach kids golf lessons. We teach them how to garden. We teach them, how to, you fill in the blank. We have sewing and we have Toastmasters classes because we have volunteers. That's what I do. Can I share that with the kid? Yes, you can. What are our results? Well, so far, I've been with this organization 9 years. 100% of our graduates launch, which means they go on to college, trade school, an apprenticeship, straight into the job market. But that cycle of generational poverty ends here, 100%. What are our results? Governor gave us the Governor's Award of Excellence in 2024, saying that of all the organizations in this state, he picked out 6. And we were one of them. They're making a real lasting difference. We're trying to build a permanent home directly behind the library, the Williamson County Library on Columbia. The county, Williamson County, bless their hearts, gave us a piece of land that's never had anything built on it. They're going to let us build our permanent facility on that property. Of course, they're charging us an exorbitant rate. It's $1. But we appreciate it even at that price. The funds that we receive are going to go to help take care of our transportation issues. Most of our families do not own a car. So we have to go pick up kids and bring them to programming, take them to all the classes and take them home again. So this is going to help go towards purchasing a vehicle, purchasing a bus. I know it doesn't sound glamorous, but without transportation, we cannot work with our kids. So on behalf of the kids we work with, please, our sincerest gratitude and thanks. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris. I'll be at that Christmas lights event tonight, I'm sure. All right. So our last major grant recipient is My Bag, My Story. They were nominated by Jane Covington. Jane couldn't be here today, unfortunately. And unfortunately, neither could the representative for My Bag, My Story, Kara Finger. She lost a husband recently, and so we sympathize with that. But we do have a club member who's been intimately involved with this. Laura Troop has been with this charity, I think, from the get-go, and she's agreed to tell us a little about My Bag, My Story. So, Laura, and she's doing it even with being handicapped. I mean, come on up. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. I am really proud of the work that Kara has done. As a foster parent, I've experienced what Kara experienced when she became a foster parent. Kids dropped off at your house with nothing, or if everything they have in a trash bag. I had a kid who only had a grocery sack with one wet outfit and a diaper in it. But most of the time it's a trash bag. And Kara said, this is insane. Why are we continuing to let this happen? The same scenario is perpetuated in all of the training that happens at DCS when they show you what looks like a child coming into care, when they're teaching you what it looks like. They've got a trash bag. When they move from place to place to place, they're repacking a trash bag. And so Kara said, this is removing children's dignity. They are not in care for any reason, for any fault of their own. It's because something went wrong. And so she's made it her mission to restore dignity. She started shoulder tapping very quickly and got an army of people behind her who said, I agree, this is a really worthwhile cause. Let me make this work. Okay. There you go. So pictured here is Kara and her family. She has two of her three children are adopted, and her husband Christian, who was her biggest champion, lost his battle with cancer last month. So she's been grieving that loss. He was the one who was by her side the whole time, making this work happen. Kara has made this her mission to end the trash bag. So what she did was she approached universities and got a really big vote of confidence from Belmont. And so she used the Enactus program in the Jack C. Massey School of Business and the Thomas F. Cone Center for Entrepreneurship. They took on the project. The students helped form the 501c3. They helped do the research. They helped connect her with vendors. Even Vera Bradley designers came and helped her come up with her design for bags, because she didn't want just any old bag. She wanted something that was going to be high quality, that was going to look like what everybody else carries, and that wasn't going to be their own, not something that was used already. And a lot of people say, oh, if you've got old luggage, bring it, donate it to foster care. That is a really very kind sentiment, but kids just want their own stuff. They want to look like everybody else. They want to blend in. So I'm going to show you the product. So it's a buy one, give one model, backpacks and duffel bags in lots of different colors. The kids get to pick their own. And she works with Dignity partners like Agape, like Youth Villages, other organizations that are doing this important work, Department of Children's Services. In the first year of her launch, she gave away 300 bags. She was thrilled to give away 300 bags. Next year, she's on pace to give away 3,000 bags. So she's making a huge difference in the community, and not just here, but spreading across the state and gradually into other markets as well. So what initially we thought this grant was going to provide 400 bags, it's going to provide over 600 bags for kids who are coming into foster care to restore their dignity and bring them back to what is hopefully a new start and a leg up and a restoration of their value of self. So thank you so much for this very generous gift. And again, Kara sends her regrets that she couldn't be her herself to accept the award. Thank you.
Don't leave. Okay, we're gonna do this. Okay, we'll do it this way. Okay. All right, thanks. Appreciate it. Thanks, Laura. That's playing while injured, I suppose. Anyway, I'm awfully proud of all these recipients. Kind of makes me proud to be a part of all this. So I want to thank all these the grant award recipients, as well as all the nominating folks, and ask all of you all, if you will, after this meeting's over, if you'd come up front. And the photographer tells me he wants a group picture right over here. So that concludes our presentation today, and I'd like for us all to give these recipients a final round of applause. Okay.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you for all the recipients. We appreciate everything you do. We really do. Also like to thank Steve for attending. We will see you on the 13th. You're going to keep coming back every week, right? We work on that? Okay, good. Appreciate that. You're invited. Don't forget to stack up the chairs and 8 away from the wall. And please help that. If there isn't anything for the good of Rotary, we are adjourned. Y'all have a great week. Good holiday. Hey, the recipients, come to the front for a picture.